grocery shopping to make us buy online. I was going through my social feeds the other day and I noticed that Whole Foods kept popping up more and more, and I was wondering what's going on. And then it'd be like Amazon would be in the same post. I'd be like, what is this? And as I started thinking about it, well, actually, let's go back. Whole Foods was bought by Amazon several years ago. And everybody thought, oh, they're going to take the brand and they're going to be able to scale it, and then they're going to bring it to more locations, and they'll be able to really add fuel to the fire for Whole Foods, known for organics and known for premium prices, better presentation, more exclusive organic, right, etc. And as I started looking at it, the Wall Street Journal had a story that foot traffic at the upscale chain fell an estimated 25% in September over the previous year. Now, why is that important? Because grocery stores have been enjoying an awful lot of renewed interest, right? As people are stuck at home, they're eating more. And that seems to go against the way that you would be expecting. And so when I started looking at Twitter and going through my posts, there's one from Alex. On Monday, I realized I was the only person in the dairy aisle actually buying groceries for myself. I've seen the end of the world. It looks like Amazon Prime shoppers taking over Whole Foods. And he went through and wrote a whole post about it and how it all was working or not working, as the case was. And people are talking about how all the Amazon shoppers and even the Instacart and all the other different delivery companies are wearing vests and they have a lanyard around their neck so you know that they are there. So, yeah, exactly. So somebody says those personal shoppers run you over in the store. So you have to wonder if you're a premium brand and this is what's going on. Well, my first point to you is that shoppers vote with their feet. 25% down in foot traffic is a big deal. And if you don't understand what's going on, and if you aren't reading the tea leaves right, that's how your brand ends up being hurt. And let's face it, Wall Street Journal did another post saying, do you feel like you're only one at Whole Foods buying your own groceries? Possibly. Amazon offers its Prime members grocery delivery, causing store shoppers to balk and chaos. Again, think about it. If the experience in your brand that once was a club, a tribe, it was unique, it was fun, people enjoyed it, and suddenly they're finding that they don't enjoy it, and they're actually being moved to say how much they don't like it, well, how long will your brand be around, right? And so I looked, there's another one the other day. I have a real problem with having to stand in line for 20 minutes to get into Whole Foods, only to find that 75% of the people in the aisles are Amazon shoppers. Whole Foods needs to come up with a better solution. This is, well, you can read what they said. And so many times, well, I'll tell you about innovation in just a minute, but we thought it was going to be Whole Foods, but now Amazon Fresh are opening. They opened one originally in Los Angeles County, and they opened one in Irvine just a few weeks ago. And people were pointing to how that was so smart and so innovative. And if you're from England, innovative, that's right. Innovation is still the king, right? Amazon is trying an awful lot of things, whether it's drone delivery or they tried dash buttons, and they have a lot of money at their disposal from AWS. And they're able to constantly be innovating. And I think that is great. We are all for innovation. In fact, we were all told that the Amazon Gold stores, right, there were going to be a couple thousand of them within a couple of years. And all those cameras would make so you could walk in and take things out. And we saw that NRF. An awful lot of people had these new cameras to monitor people as they put things in the grocery cart and, self-checkout and make the lines go away. Well, we've seen it in their Go-Kart, where now they've taken those cameras and put them inside a shopping cart. You can only have 2 bags at the Amazon Fresh that people are posting videos. In fact, you can go to YouTube and find them there. This one was from Rich DeMuro. He has actually worked with KTLA in Los Angeles. And the idea is that those cameras are watching you all the time, and you have this screen monitor that you are looking down at. It's dinging every time you put something in to let you know, and it's scanning if you take it out, etc. And the whiz factor, I guess, is taking 10 to 20 minutes for you to get one of those carts, and people say, oh, isn't it cool? But also there's some confusion around it, how it all works, and I'm sure they'll figure it out. And they say that there's a lot of people on the floor now to get people used to them. But I do wonder that the more heads down, are you really training people to forego going to the store entirely? Because let's face it, we go to brick and mortar for one reason, and that is to answer our question, what's new, what's different, what's interesting? And when we are really just rats to the cheese and our heads are down and we're engaging with this downward look, how long will that survive? And you do have to wonder if Whole Foods days are numbered, if they're going to be melded into Amazon Fresh, because it doesn't sound like the innovations are going to be happening at Whole Foods. It sounds like the really is going to be placed on Amazon Fresh. And so I would ask you to wonder, how much are you really making the online inevitable because the customer service you are forcing your customers to put up with? Now, I get it. A lot of people saying, oh, but it's COVID, curbside, COVID. And a lot of people saying, it's changing us to shop forever online. Maybe. We don't know what it's doing, but we do know one thing, is that the more it feels like, why even bother, the more we're just going to click and collect. And maybe that's what Amazon is piloting. Maybe they're just trying to figure out, if as we watch people walk through, they see how they navigate a grocery store, and then learn more to be able to deliver even more online rather than in store. I'm not sure the answer, but I did want to make you aware of the idea that, first off, if traffic is going down, you better look to what customers are saying on social media, because that points to the customer experience degrading. And the more that happens, the more they tell friends. And especially if you're a premium brand, the less likely people are going to be raving about it. In fact, the more vehement those posts may get. So notice those ones I shared with you this morning. Also, as to innovate, as you're trying to find some way to talk to these customers in a new and different way, it's really important. And also understanding that short-term technology gamble that you are investing in, it may be helping customers right now, but is it in the long run really forcing your customers to settle for an experience that they aren't craving, they're just putting up with? And with that in mind, just understand that people who feel they matter buy more. And if you're looking for how to train your crew and how to open their hearts to another human being instead of tapping down below, but actually engaging, then I encourage you to check out Sales RX, my online retail sales training program, where I teach your crew how to engage a stranger, discover the shopper, and make a sale. Because yes, as we move through COVID, until we get a vaccine, it's going to be dicey. But there will be a time when we don't have to be thinking nonstop about cleaning and being locked down. And people are going to be looking to discover. They're going to be looking for what's new. They're going to be looking for a better experience. And I would just posit it's probably not going to be looking down at a cart as some novelty. It's got to be able to actually find new foods or new products or new inventions or new ways to do things we haven't even thought of. And if you like what I have to say, I encourage you to follow me. Every week I unpack a brand or two, what the trend story is, and give you my take on it. And I'd love to hear your comments as well. In the meantime, I'm Bob Phibbs, the Retail Doc. Thanks so much for joining me today.